Welcome to History Uncovered TV, where we unravel the most captivating mysteries from the past. In today's episode, we're diving deep into a chilling tale that has puzzled experts, haunted a family, and fascinated true crime enthusiasts for decades. The mysterious vanishing of the Sodder children on Christmas Eve, 1945. Was it a tragic accident? Or was there a more sinister plot at play? A festive night turned nightmare. Christmas Eve should have been a night of joy and celebration for the Sodder family in Fayetteville, West Virginia. George and Jenny Sodder, proud parents of 9 children, had just wrapped up a night filled with holiday cheer, laughter, and togetherness. Little did they know, the festive spirit would soon be replaced by terror and confusion. Shortly after midnight, Jenny was awakened by a strange phone call. The woman on the other end of the line asked for a name that Jenny didn't recognize, then let out a peculiar laugh before abruptly hanging up. Feeling uneasy, Jenny checked on her children, noticing that some of the lights were still on and the curtains were not drawn. Unusual for a family about to go to bed. Thinking nothing of it, she turned off the lights and went back to sleep. But within the hour, Jenny woke again, this time to the smell of smoke. Flames had engulfed the house, spreading with a terrifying speed. George and Jenny managed to escape with 4 of their children, Sylvia, Marion, John, and George Jr., but the remaining 5 were trapped upstairs. Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty. George frantically attempted to reach them, but every effort was thwarted. Strange obstacles and disturbing clues. George raced outside to grab his ladder, which he always kept propped against the house. It was missing. Next, he tried to use his coal trucks to drive close enough to the second-floor windows to reach his children, but inexplicably, both trucks refused to start, despite having worked perfectly the day before. Every attempt to save his trapped children seemed cursed. The fire department was slow to respond, arriving hours later despite being located only a few miles away. By the time the fire was extinguished, the house was reduced to a smoldering pile of rubble. As daylight broke over the scene, George and Jenny faced the most horrifying discovery of all. There were no remains of their 5 children. Not a single bone, no trace of flesh or even ash to suggest that they had been inside the house at all. Authorities quickly ruled the fire an accident caused by faulty wiring, but George and Jenny were not convinced. They had recently had the house's wiring checked and upgraded, and everything had been in perfect order. Furthermore, the lights had been on during the fire, indicating that the electrical system was functioning properly. For the Sodders, the pieces just didn't add up. A series of unsettling events. The more they investigated, the more questions arose. Just weeks before the fire, a strange man appeared at the Sodder house, warning George that his house would go up in smoke and his children would be destroyed as punishment for his outspoken criticism of Benito Mussolini and his anti-fascist views. George, an Italian immigrant, had made no secret of his disdain for Mussolini's regime, and his political stance was well known in the local community. Adding to the mystery, a witness claimed to have seen a car parked along the road near the Sodder house shortly before the fire started. The occupants were observed watching the house intently, and then there was a discovery of a strange object in the yard. A small, hard object that Jenny later described as resembling a pineapple bomb or incendiary device, raising the terrifying possibility that the fire might have been an act of arson. Theories and sightings. Where did the children go? George and Jenny Sodder refused to believe their children had died in the fire. They conducted their own investigations, even writing to the FBI for assistance, but local authorities resisted any deeper inquiry. Despite the lack of cooperation, the Sodders followed up on every lead they received. Reports began to trickle in from around the country. A woman claimed to have seen the missing children peering from the window of a car as it sped past her on a highway. Another tip came from a hotel owner who remembered 4 children matching the description, staying overnight with 2 men and 2 women, all keeping to themselves and acting suspiciously. The most haunting clue came 20 years later, when Jenny received an anonymous envelope with a photograph of a young man in his 20s. On the back was scrawled, "Louis Sodder. I love Brother Frankie. Illo boys. a 90132 or 35. The resemblance to her missing son, Louis, was undeniable, and the cryptic message hinted at something deeper. But just like all the other leads, this one too remained a frustrating dead end. Was it a conspiracy? As the decades passed, the theories surrounding the Sodder children's disappearance only grew more intricate. Some believed that the children were abducted by the mafia, who had orchestrated the fire to punish George for his political views or to extort money. Others speculated that local officials might have been involved in a cover-up, ensuring that the truth about the children's fate would never come to light. The idea that a broader conspiracy could be at play seemed less far-fetched as inconsistencies piled up. Why did the fire chief claim that human remains would have been entirely consumed, when even modern crematoriums cannot fully incinerate bones? Why was the house's phone line cut that night, preventing the family from calling for help as soon as the fire was spotted? An unresolved mystery. George and Jenny Sodder spent the rest of their lives searching for answers, never giving up hope that their children might still be alive. They erected a billboard near their home with photos of the 5 missing children and a plea for information. The billboard stood for decades, a testament to their undying hope and their belief that someone, somewhere, knew what really happened that night. Today, the mystery of the vanishing Sodder children remains unsolved, one of the greatest cold cases in American history. Was it a tragic accident, a kidnapping conspiracy, or something even darker? The truth may be buried deep in the ashes of that night, hidden by those who would rather the secrets of the past stay forgotten. What do you think happened to the Sodder children? Were they taken by the mafia, spirited away by child traffickers, or is there another explanation yet to be uncovered? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching History Uncovered TV, where we shed light on history's most enigmatic tales. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our deep dives into the mysteries of the past. Until next time, keep searching for the truth.